Hello everyone. Today we will try a draft. So we are going for a quick draft of War of the Spark, which I have not played for many months. However, we are getting lucky right off the bat with a Gideon. And let's see what should be our second color. Green or green is quite strong, so we're gonna go for the Raptor. This is not bad. So we'll just take it because we have Gideon. Enforcer Griffin is fantastic. This is also really good. As is Martyr for the cause. In green we don't have much, so we'll take the Martyr for the proliferate. Yes, we will take another Griffin. And we are going to take the Huatli since we have two Griffins already. Wardscale Crocodile is not bad at all. Next we'll take the battalion. And now we can go for Nissa's Triumph. Probably we'll take another Crocodile. Divine Strike or Grazer, we'll go for the small Grazer. And here we'll just take the Beast and another Grazer. And let's see what the second pack has for us. Spark Double is great, but not in our deck. Arlinn is actually quite good, so we're going to go for Arlinn. Second pack. How many Griffins do we need? Arlinn's Wolf is also quite good, as is the Thundering Ceratok. We're going to go for the Ceratok. And here we will pick the removal. Kiora is not for this deck. Giant is quite good. War Screecher is also quite good, so we'll go for the flyer. Another Enforcer Griffin. Sure. Another Gideon's Triumph. We're going to have to go for it. And another Divine Arrow. Kraul Stinger is quite good at 3 mana. As is Snarespinner. Here we have not many choices, so we're going for the Populace. Here we'll go for the Pump. Giant or Cat? I would like to go for the Giant. And Vivien's Grizzly is an interesting, almost last pick. Massacre Girl, but it's not something we are interested into. Plume Hulk is very good for our deck. Here we have Loxodon Sergeant, which is also good. Small Lynx and a couple of other big creatures, so we're going to go for the bigger creature. Storm the Citadel is interesting. Giant is interesting. We'll take another Stinger. Nissa's Triumph, another Cat, another Wolf, another Snarespinner. We'll go for the Snarespinner. Another Crocodile and another Rising Populace. We'll take the humans for now. And humans again. Fortunately, there is not too much removal, so we'll take the force landing. Another force landing, or a fourth Griffin. Do we actually need a fourth Griffin? I don't think so. So we will take the Lynx and a Defiant Strike. Lock Sergeant is quite good, so we'll go for the Sergeant. Here we'll take the big Giant, and here we'll take the Kitty Cat, and that's all she wrote. So I don't like to play the Kitty Cat. We play maybe 1 or 2 Grazers. We'll have to see. What else do we need to take out? Perhaps 1 Rising Populace, Courage in a Crisis. This goes out, Sergeant stays in. This goes out, this goes out. Giants go out. We have 23 creatures. So Crocodile is great with hexproof, Enforcer Griffin is great because it's flying. We have too many small creatures. Actually, the Grazers are going to come out. Martyr for the cause is quite good, however we can't proliferate many things. Force landing is good removal, but we have quite a lot of flying creatures and other creatures which block flying creatures. So in the top heavy, is Loxygen Sergeant is going to go, and 1 more creature, perhaps the Crocodile will go for now. We don't actually have pump, so actually 2 Crocodiles can go, and we will bring back a Giant, which works very well with Huatli, and we'll see how this runs. So time to play this very strange Selesnya deck. I don't quite remember how War of the Spark draft goes, so this should be very interesting. Okay, we'll keep this. Obviously we don't have any 1-drops in the deck, so we are going to have to go for a flyer on the second turn. I'm not sure exactly what the opponent is playing, so we're going to go in for the attack. Well, that was useful. Down with the Death Touch insect and wait for the opponent to make his move. I remember him. Should we? Yes, we should. So we're going to attack and force the block, or maybe not. Okay, in that case we're gonna play our Snarespinner and see what the opponent is doing. I wouldn't mind trading this Gideon's Triumph for this Spark Reaper, since he can get quite annoying in the late game. Let's see what we have. I believe the opponent would like to attack, so in that case we will have to Gideon's Triumph. Let's see what other creatures he has. Oh sure, another one. That's just wonderful. Okay, so we will rush in with our Kraul Stinger. See if we get a trade. And I guess not, we'll drop the second one and just wait for our second forest. So we can play Arlinn finally. Looks like our opponent is fan of zombies. So we will drop Arlinn and make a wolf token. And we will attack with one Kraul Stinger and see what our opponent decides to do. It would be nice to get a flying creature out. That would be quite good. Also, it would be nice to not draw any more lands for the rest of the game. Since right now we can't quite put a pressure on him with all the small creatures that we have in play. Okay, so he's really going for Arlinn. So we shall block his success and see what happens. Well, that was exciting. Unfortunately, we don't have Gideon in play, so we're gonna have to say go. I am just hoping the opponent has a bunch of lands in his hand. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so he doesn't have lands. This is not looking good, however, we will be able to get rid of one creature. Let's see what he would like to sacrifice. Probably the army token. The good news is we are still at 20 life. The bad news is we are not drawing any big creatures to actually put pressure on the opponent, who still has 3 cards in his hand. Oh, that's just fantastic. Another Gideon. That is just wonderful. What is the chances of my Gideon coming out to play? So he has a Vigilance Vraska's finisher, which I will block, of course. Yes, more creatures. I would love to draw more creatures as well. Okay, this is not bad at all. So we are going to threaten Gideon and see what he will block with. So we will Divine Arrow the Spark Reaper. Now Gideon is going to pound our face in for 4. But hopefully the opponent has drawn a land so that we can take out Gideon with our creature next turn. Hopefully. If we can draw a creature spell, that would be wonderful. Yes, perfect, perfect. So first we are going to attack Gideon. After which we will gain some life and drop a big giant who can actually block Gideon. Does our opponent have lands or does he not have lands in his hand? We'll see. Do I actually want to block? No, I don't mind taking 4 damage. I'm afraid he might have another Vraska's finisher, that's why. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, just to make sure, we will attack Gideon with 2 creatures. He did not have another creature, so what does he have in his hand? Maybe removal? So we will cast our Ceratok now, because I don't really care about trample. Our creatures are too small to worry about trample next turn. So I don't have to wait. Yes, the removal comes out. So now we will go in for the attack and cast our Lynx. So what will he do now? I guess nothing. So that was the first game, which looked very, very scary at the beginning, but in the end we prevailed. So let's head on to the second round. This should be very interesting. This does not look good. This looks better. So we will put Arlinn on the bottom. This is a mono black deck or what's going on? Okay, let's put our blocker down. T-Bolt is interesting. However, we don't have too many ways to gain life. but the opponent is building a small army. Really small. Literally 1/1's army. However, we are not getting any creatures with evasion. That's very interesting. We are at a standstill, more or less. Who will be the first one to attack? And it looks like we are having a very aggressive move by the opponent. Wonderful. And this card's picture is missing actually, which is very strange. I thought the new update helped with that, but I guess it didn't. So he lost 2 devils. I wonder what he's up to next. Okay, so we're not doing too well right now. We will attack T-Ball just in case. Of course he will come back, but that's fine. He can make 2 more devils. This is not going well and I can't really gain life, so let's attack T-Bolt again. Of course he can block with the devil and then make another one, but there's not much we can do about it. Samut also, what an interesting deck. So I guess he will attack with the devil and we just have to take the damage. The Lynx would be wonderful. We really need to get rid of T-Bolt though, because we need to gain life next turn. Okay, that was really good. Another T-Bolt? This is just incredible. We have to take the damage. We don't need any more Snarespinners. Let's see if we can get rid of this T-Bolt. Probably not. So we're Play another Snarespinner. Hopefully we can block something. Next turn we can... That is not good at all. Now we can't even gain the life. I believe this is a game over. With 2 T-Bolts is incredible in the same deck. So now we have to try to get rid of Davriel instead, although it doesn't quite matter. We will probably die to one of the devils. This is not good at all. I mean, on one hand we kind of stabilized, except we are taking damage from Davriel. And yes, we are going to die to this creature with haste. That's just wonderful. 2 T-Bolts in a row were just incredible. It's very difficult to deal with planeswalkers in limited. Very, very difficult, actually. Since all we can do is attack them. Okay, so let's continue on to the next round. So many planeswalkers, so many troubles. Rakdos is very aggressive color combination actually. So having small planewalker helps a lot. Okay, we'll keep this hand. For some reason we are getting Snarespiners in every single opening hand. But we have another 2-drop and eventually we're going to drop our Griffins, which we haven't seen so far. Dimir. Let's drop the links first. What will the opponent do? Return our links. Well, that was interesting to say the least. So we will cast the links again. We are getting closer to casting our Griffins, of which we managed to draw all 3 of them. Wow, another Planeswalker. This time it's a broken one too. And in a 3-color deck. That's very, very interesting. Let's play the links and another Snarespinner and see what happens next. We are probably going to have to attack to get rid of Teferi. And this does not help at all. It would be good if we drew our Gideon. Gideon would be really good here. So we're going to attack with both creatures. And drop the Griffin. Hopefully he can't bounce the Griffin and we can kill Teferi next turn. Even though he will come back. 4 colors. What is going on here? This is so interesting. So we'll choose not to block in case he has a pump spell. Or that. Okay, so finally we'll be able to take care of Teferi, although he will come right back. On the other hand, we have another Griffin, so if he manages to return 1, we should be able to kill Teferi with the other one. Unfortunately, we're taking some damage from this zombie. So what will he do? Teferi is incredibly unfair, especially in limited. So now we have to kill Teferi and get rid of the zombie army. So we have to kill him first. We need to keep 2 mana for the arrow because our opponent can return this, which is not good. So we're going to play the Snarespinner as a blocker, unfortunately. Hopefully we can draw a land next turn, so we can cast a bigger creature. What will the opponent do? That Teferi cost us so much tempo and momentum, is incredible. And in a 4-color deck too. It's so interesting. What is going on with him? He's thinking about bringing something back. So okay. So hopefully this will go according to plan. And we can divine arrow him and manage to kill him. So we can start casting our creatures. And hopefully we can draw the giant soon. So we're going to cast the Griffin and go on the offensive with the other Griffin. Hopefully we can draw our giant soon. To gain some life. So he returned Calva's dismissal, very interesting. We have to go for another Griffin and also try to press for more damage. Maybe he will not have more mass spells or more bounce or more remover. That's fine, at least we can trade. Okay, so he did not attack, so that's not bad for us. We have 6 mana now, so we can actually get more blockers out and attack in the air. So far so good. Okay, now we have 7 mana. So we're going to get the big blocker out and attack with these creatures. Interesting. So we are doing good. That Teferi was huge pain to deal with. Really huge pain to deal with. Let's move on to the next round. Hopefully we won't face so many planeswalkers. Wow. Mr. Teferi. Incredibly annoying. However, in a 4-color deck, I don't know how useful he actually is. So our opponent thinks it's already finished. The game is finished before it started. I'm not sure why. Okay. That's not bad. So we are going to bait him with the Divine Arrow and Gideon's Triumph, which will basically take care of both creatures. Let's see what he has now. That guy is not good at all. So we have a blocker and we can attack in the air. I'm not sure if he has removal or not. No. Okay, that doesn't do anything. We have another blocker. So we are going in for the attack. Oh, that's why he was so excited, because of Ronas. We have to... block and take some damage. I mean, Ronas is very dangerous. Very interesting. So he is going to keep Ronas back for defense, I guess. I'm not sure why. He should just be attacking with him. But that's fine with me. Okay, so he's really going for it. Okay, so Ronas is coming in now. So what should we do? We can pump our other guys on the attack, so we're not going to block. Yeah, what we are going to do is we are going to attack. And pump our creatures. And see which one he would like to block. Okay, so he just gave up. I'm not sure why, but a victory is a victory. That was very interesting. Ronas was just staying back instead of attacking, and after that, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's move on to the next round and see who we're going to face next. Oh, that was such an emotional game. I thought Ronas is going to get us really, really good. But for some reason, he just decided to stay back and watch the proceedings. And after that, the opponent just gave up. Who will be the next opponent? Alrighty, so this is Karn. Let's see what he has for us. We are on the draw and we have a couple of third turn spells, so we're just gonna keep this. It would be nice to cast something on curve on the third turn, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We will take the damage. We'll get a blocker on the ground. We're probably going to take the damage from the bird. And the Prismite, if he decides to come with both of them. Oh, it's a flying deck. Okay, where are my spiders? Okay, we don't have spiders. But we do have Gideon. The opponent has a wall, which is not very dangerous. We need to get the spiders down to be able to block these birds. Okay, that was useful, but not very useful. So we're going to the offense. So we'll see what our opponent does. We can actually kill one of the birds if he's coming after Gideon again. He will lose his Prismite and one of the birds. So we might be able to come out on top and next turn be able to cast another creature. Hopefully a flyer. That's fine. So what will he do? So birds are coming at Gideon. So let's kill this bird. No. Very interesting. Okay, well, at least now we have some blockers. Wall of Runes will not do too much against us. So Gideon was able to stall and keep the opponent busy for a couple of turns, which is what his job is. Okay, so opponent is not going to attack. We are going to actually go on the offense and do some damage here. Huatli is really good, since we can gain some life and our Griffins will be able to deal more damage. So we'll go with Huatli here. And we'll attack with the 2 Griffins to see what happens. And we will cast a Rising Populace as a blocker. So the opponent has to think what to do here. Because he's 1 mana away from pumping all his creatures, well, now he has 3 flyers to our 2 flyers. However, he will have to block both these flyers next turn, and we'll be able to kill one of them. Interesting. Okay, so we will cast a Ceratok to give trample, and we will attack with both flyers, which he will have to block, which he doesn't block, and we win. I'm not sure why he did not block. There's not enough trample damage there to kill him, but that was very interesting as well. At least we didn't see any planeswalkers on the other side of the table. So let's move on. Huatli is usually more dangerous than just adding one extra power to the two griffins. But since they are flying, I guess that's already dangerous enough. So what shall we face next? More army? This does not look good at all. This looks a little bit better, but Arlinn is going back into the library. Arboreal Grazer is not good since it can block flying creatures. However, we need a blocker for when Gideon comes out. The good news is the opponent does not really have enough creatures to put pressure on Gideon. So we should be able to get the Lynx out as a blocker and start attacking with Gideon next turn. Hopefully our opponent will not bounce our Gideon. I guess he's going to block with the wall, but there's nothing we can do about that. The good news is that our opponent doesn't have a lot of creature. The bad news is that he now has a 1/5 blocker, which will stop Gideon. So we are going to attack with both creatures. He will of course block both of them. We're going to cast a Populace and see what we can get next time. At least Gideon is going up in counters and loyalty, so he will be able to destroy any dangerous creature that our opponent casts. So we will continue to give this bird vigilance, even though it doesn't do much. And we will continue to attack with Gideon and the bird. Maybe the opponent will make a mistake somewhere. And we'll cast our Lynx and say go. Gideon is a 7, so he can safely exile whatever dangerous permanent our opponent decides to cast. However, we do need to get rid of this wall. Oh, something big is coming out. No. Something small that can block our flyer, which is not good. However, we need to keep adding pressure, or rather we need to keep adding counters on Gideon, so we have to continue to attack with Gideon. We are 1 mana away from casting our big boys. Okay, let's continue to do this. And we are going to try to bait the spider. And see if he has a counter. No, he did go for it. He did go for it. So we're going to kill the spider. Of course Gideon will stay blocked, but it doesn't matter that much. He's a 9 counter, so he's almost impossible to kill, and we can take care of whatever big permanent our opponent is finally deciding to cast. That's dangerous. Okay, alrighty, we have a target finally. We have a target, everybody. So we will give this vigilance and we will attack. This doesn't have trample, so it's not a big deal. I really wish you could get one more land so we can cast all these guys. So we'll let him attack us with the worm. And we will block with the lynx. And there's no trample. That's great. Another wall. That's also useful, I guess, since we can get the flyers out. Okay, so this time we will get rid of the worm. The worm has to go. We will cast our Rising Populace, waiting for the 4th mana, and we will attack with the Gideon and the flying bird. Wow, these walls have really earned their weight in gold, literally. Where is our 5th land? Okay, finally you're getting somewhere. So we will give this vigilance and we will attack. We will cast our Griffin. Opponent will probably make another wizard, which means we can attack Kasmina with the flying bird next turn. Okay, the good news is only the wall is proliferating. So we will give this lifelink. So we will attack Kasmina. And we will cast another Griffin. So our opponent is going to proliferate again. Crocodile is quite okay. Grazer is also quite okay. Will he attack with the Dambreaker? No, he would probably lose it. But I guess he really wants to kill Gideon. So now this is what happens. First, this creature will get lifelink. Next, we will cast Huatli. And he will attack Kiora. He will attack our opponent. So he has 4 attackers to our 3 blockers. That is one big puppy. Yes, he must attack. So we will have to block and lose another Griffin. Yes, this is the best block we have. Okay. So we will give this vigilance and we will attack with absolutely everybody. We will cast another Griffin. So let's see what our opponent has for us. If there is any type of big creature, Gideon will just exile it. No, I guess not. Okay, so in this situation, we will repeat the same maneuver. One Griffin will become vigilant. After which we will cast a Ceratok so that everybody has trample. And everybody will attack. I guess Gideon is very, very devastating on the 3rd turn. And having a second Planeswalkers was a huge help. So the opponent does not want to give up even though he is basically dead. Okay, now he decided to give up. So we are moving into gold and also the next round. So we will face, who knows what we will face. Hopefully not too many Planeswalkers, since it's very, very difficult to get rid of them in limited games, as it has been proven by the last few games that we played. At the same time, it's very difficult to think about what to do with the Planeswalkers, which is the best move, and try not to lose. So we are playing. Opponent goes first. Okay, we'll keep this. Our opponent is in platinum. Well, we are in gold. So we'll see how this is gonna turn out. We don't have a 2-drop unless you count this spell. Still don't have a 2-drop. We have a 3-drop. Our opponent has a Nars set. The good news is that we can't really draw extra cards. Lydiana's Triumph is fine. We'll just play our Populace. Hopefully this doesn't mean that he has a Lydiana Planeswalker. I'm not sure how useful Narset is in limited. So he's going for Bolas' Citadel, which is devastating. Fortunately for us, we can put pressure since we are missing the 5th land. He is 1 land away from the Citadel. Kefnet, well, that does not bode well at all. Not at all. I'm not sure what his plan is here, to just sit back. We're going to have to bait Kefnet. Oh, I already tapped the mana. Okay, that was not much of a bait. Okay, but he blocked the... not the creature I was thinking he would block. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Wow, he has the veto. Okay. So yeah, there's not much chance for us to win this game. I mean, the only thing more dangerous than a bunch of Planeswalker is Kefnet and God Pharaoh statue just sitting in the back and doing his job. It will be basically impossible to win this game. Does he have more counterspell? Sure, why not? And he got the Citadel out. That's just fantastic. Very interesting 3-color deck. And very, very, very strong. 2 planeswalkers and Kefnet. And the statue is not looking good. Especially since we don't have board wipe. And Divine Arrow is 4 mana to cast. So yes, that's the end of this game. I'm not even sure how we got paired up against a platinum level opponent, but I guess everybody wants to play draft. So let's move on to the next round. That was not very much fun. Not fun at all. Unfortunately, this deck is not very aggressive, so any deck that can stall on turn 4 and 5 has very good chance to beat us. But such is life. So we are playing another platinum level opponent. And very slow hand, but hopefully we can get Gideon out on the 3rd turn. So we are looking at turn 2 War Screecher, turn 3 Gideon again. What is our opponent going to do? He's going to play the long game, it seems. So let's go for it. Hopefully we don't see a counter spell. Okay, that was very, very useful. So we are going for the vigilance and the attack. Bloomhulk might actually do very good here with Gideon. And Gideon's Triumph can actually sacrifice 2 creatures from our opponent. What will he do? That is a fantastic play. So first we are going to give vigilance. We are going to cast Bloomhulk and proliferate Gideon. After which we are going to attack this way. So our opponent did not block. He will make another wizard and then I'm not sure what he's going to do. I just hope he doesn't have any bounce spells for Gideon. That's quite alright since we have Gideon's Triumph. So this time we will give this creature vigilance. We will cast our Thundering Ceratok. And we will attack, not with the bird, but with the other 2 creatures. So what will he do now? Apparently nothing. Okay, so in that case we'll cast the Raptor. We will give our Ceratok vigilance. We will attack with all the creatures. And unfortunately our opponent will have to sacrifice 2 blockers. So unfortunately for him, he will lose 2 creatures. That was it. I'm not sure exactly what happened to his deck, if he was low on mana, but he discarded a swamp, so if he actually needed a land, he should have played a land. Anyways, we are finally going into the last game. Hopefully it will be a win, so we can go 7-0. But you never know. We'll keep this strange hand. We do have third turn Kraul Stinger, so we'll see another blue deck. But so far, I believe we were able to defeat almost all blue decks. We only lost to one heavily Planeswalker deck. So, well, that was useful. So let Gideon shine again on the third turn. Next turn we can Bloom Hulk Gideon and proceed to attack with him. Probably the opponent will block with the wall. Okay, that was not good, but it's okay, he will be able to come back. Our opponent may be able to attack for 1 damage, but that doesn't really matter. That is quite alright. So we will not Bloom Hulk actually, we are going to bait. We are going to bait the opponent's Thunder Drake with our Divine Arrow. We'll see what happens. If he decides to attack with both creatures, we are going to bait it with the Gideon's Triumph. But he will only attack with 1. So we will kill it. He should be casting, yes, of course, the Griffin he comes out. Griffin is quite alright because we have Gideon's Triumph, so we are going to give this creature Vigilance and we are going to attack with both creatures. We are going to cast our own Griffin. The opponent might have another bounce spell. No, he doesn't. Okay, that's just wonderful. Incredibly wonderful. So we can cast our Bloom Hulk right now and bump Gideon up. We will also be able to give our Griffin lifelink and we will proceed to attack with all the creatures to put the pressure. I'm sure that wall will have to block Gideon at some point. So at this point we will cast Gideon's Triumph, so the opponent will have to sacrifice both creatures. And it's not looking good for the opponent next turn. It's not looking good at all. Drawing 2 cards is probably not going to save the game at this point. So everybody will get trample. Gideon will give something lifelink, and the opponent will just quit while we are doing our job. Wow, that was a very interesting, very fun War of the Spark draft. It turns out that Gideon on turn 3 is broken in more ways than one. We managed to get 7 wins with this fantastic deck. And yeah, that was quite interesting. That was not what I was expecting from this deck. I did not think it was good enough to get all the wins, but yeah, we will claim our prize. And thank you for watching this long draft video, and please take a look at all the upcoming videos.